So speaking of those first games, some of them, unlike Russia, Saudi Arabia, are really, really important to determine who will come out of the group, seeding for the knockout stage. So Luis, when you take a look at that first slate of games, what do you have an eye on, not just from entertainment value, but from sort of setting the table for who will escape the group stage?
Well, the first one that obviously speaks to everybody's minds is that Portugal against Spain match. I mean, already straight from the get-go, we have a battle, a clash of titans with Cristiano Ronaldo, the Euro, by the way, champions with Portugal against, Lopetegui and, his star-studded generational, goldness that is Spain. That to me is going to be one match to really watch, because also that really will determine what will happen in the group. If one beats the other, then you would think that the momentum will take them with slightly stronger teams, meaning that they'll win that group. And then on the other side, the pressure will be to the team that lost to really take the points against the other teams. Now, the other one that I'm thinking a lot about is also Peru and Denmark.
You're always thinking a lot about Peru,
I'm always
Luis.
thinking about Peru. But I'm gonna try and be a little bit objective here. The reason why that match is so important, with all due respect to Australia, I think France will take 3 points in their opening match, meaning that momentum will carry on Le Bleu to win Group C. Peru-Denmark really will determine in terms of the momentum and who will come runner-up coming out of that game. I think it's a really important matchup. And finally, Germany against Mexico. I mean, if you're talking about pressure for Mexico and just the way that the team has been basically criticized through in the last few months, the fact that they have to play the current champions in the opener is a huge match to watch. I want to see what Germany does. We all know the machine that they are. This is obviously a repeat from last year's Confederations Cup semi-final when they lost 4-1. I mean, it's obviously going to be a different match, but that's a big one, and a big one to watch.
And that's going to be a fantastic day of football, because Brazil-Switzerland is also going on that day. So you have the two favorites, Brazil and Germany, playing against their respective second-best teams in their group. We'll know very early on, are Brazil and Germany far and away, head and shoulders above the rest of the teams, or is this going to be a little bit more of a fight for them? But here's what I'm really looking forward to. Group D. Literally every game in Group D.
Open group.
But exactly. But those openers are very fascinating. It's Argentina, Iceland, and Croatia, and Nigeria. Argentina, the favorite in that group. But what, half of SI's experts have picked Argentina to not even escape the group? They have a wide-open attacking style, so much power, some questions in the back. Iceland, conversely, they like to sit back and defend, maybe score something off a set piece. So that should set the table for, can Argentina break through some of the tough defenses they'll face? And can they defend? And then Croatia, Nigeria. I think the second spot in that group, well, really all of them, is wide open. Whoever gets 3 points from Croatia, Nigeria may really put themselves in a great position to escape that group and maybe even to win it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that group obviously sees on paper Argentina winning it, right? Because of just the talent and the fact that, led by Lionel Messi, you have a squad that really will be able to, offer some offensive threats. But having said that, I'm really worried about the fact that there's no cover in the center of that middle of that midfield. I think it's an aging center midfield. Lo Celso's not old, but he's inexperienced. Mascherano, can he really do it once again in the world stage? And the other thing is, I think Manuel Lanzini's injury was a big problem, because he was one of those attacking midfielders that knew how to read Messi's runs and his game. So it's going to be interesting to see, as you said, against an Iceland that I think is going to be like a brick wall trying to defend that wall. On the other side of that, listen, Croatia is a really talented team, but one thing that I've learned about Croatia is that if you are able to at least neutralize the threats of Rakitic and Luka Modric, then at least it becomes a little bit of an easier task. Nigeria is no joke. I think they have a lot of spaces and wide open gaps that they allow themselves to, when they're defending, but they're a very, very good team. And if they can just fix themselves in set pieces and defensively when other teams enter the final third, I think they can cause problems. I think it's a good group to watch because, by the way, I wasn't one of those experts. I have Argentina getting out of it, but it's not going to be as easy or at least as doable as many think.
So earlier, Luis, you said you were fascinated to see what Mexico does in its early games.